Listen carefully, because what I'm about to tell you sounds illegal, sounds like a loophole, and honestly, most people will never believe it's real. Imagine putting your money somewhere, and instead of you working for money, the system starts working for you. Not just a little bit. I'm talking about consistent income, year after year, and in some cases, for life. No boss, no salary cap, no begging for raises. Just money showing up, because you positioned yourself correctly. And here's the crazy part. The government actually helps you do this. In fact, they incentivize it. They reward you for playing the game the way they want it played. The problem is, nobody teaches you how to play. So today, I'm going to break it down in the simplest way possible. No complicated jargon, no fake hype. Just real strategy that wealthy people quietly use, while everyone else stays stuck. Let me ask you something, have you ever wondered why the rich keep getting richer? It's not because they work harder, it's not because they're smarter, it's because they understand one simple principle. They invest in assets that the system is designed to support. See, most people are trapped in a cycle. You wake up, go to work, earn money, pay taxes, spend what's left, and repeat. But investors, they flip the entire system. They earn money through assets, and then use the rules to keep more of it. Now here's where it gets interesting. There are certain types of investments where governments around the world, yes, including yours, actually give you benefits, tax breaks, or even direct income, just for participating. Let's start with one of the most powerful concepts. Dividend investing. Imagine owning a piece of a company. Not working there, not managing it, just owning a slice. And every few months, that company sends you money. That's called a dividend. It's basically your share of the profits. Now think about this. If you build a portfolio of strong companies that consistently pay dividends, you've created a system where money flows to you regularly, and the best part, you still own the asset. But here's where the government pays you idea starts to show up. In many countries, long-term investments are taxed at a lower rate. Some even have tax-free accounts specifically designed to encourage investing. Why? Because governments want people to invest. It stabilizes the economy. So instead of taxing you heavily, they give you a break. Now imagine combining that with compound growth. You reinvest those dividends, they buy more shares, those shares pay more dividends, and over time, it snowballs into something powerful. But wait, that's just the beginning. Let's talk about real estate. This is where things get even more interesting. Because real estate isn't just about buying property and hoping it goes up in value. It's about cash flow. You buy a property, you rent it out, someone else pays you every month. That's income. But here's the twist. Governments often give tax deductions for property owners. Things like maintenance, depreciation, loan interest. All of that can reduce your taxable income. So let's break it down simply. You buy a property, a tenant pays you rent. You use part of that rent to cover expenses. The rest is profit. And then, when tax season comes, the system allows you to deduct a huge portion of your costs. In some cases, it can look like you made less money on paper than you actually did, which means you pay less tax. So not only are you earning, you're keeping more of what you earn. Now think bigger. Over time, rents increase, property values rise, your loan gets paid down, and eventually, you own an asset that produces income with little to no debt attached. That's when things start to feel like the system is literally paying you. But we're still not done. Let's talk about retirement accounts. This is one of the biggest hidden secrets that people ignore because it sounds boring. But in reality, it's one of the easiest ways to get free money. Many governments offer retirement schemes where your contributions are either tax deductible or even matched. Yes, matched. That means for every dollar you put in, they add more. Think about that. Where else can you get an instant return like that? You're essentially being rewarded for saving and investing. And over time, those contributions grow. Tax-deferred or even tax-free depending on the system. So while most people delay investing because they want quick results, the smart ones quietly build these long-term machines. Now let's connect everything together. Imagine you start small. You invest consistently. You build a dividend portfolio. You acquire one rental property. You contribute to your retirement account. Now, at first, nothing exciting happens. It feels slow, maybe even pointless. But then, something shifts. Your investments start generating income. Not a lot at first. Maybe enough to cover a bill or two. Then more time passes. Now your dividends cover your groceries. Your rental income covers your rent or mortgage. Your retirement account is growing quietly in the background. And suddenly, you realize something. You're no longer working just to survive. Your money is working for you. That's the moment everything changes. Because once your income from assets starts covering your expenses, you've effectively escaped the system most people are stuck in. And here's the part that people don't talk about enough. This isn't about getting rich overnight. It's about building the system that becomes unstoppable over time. The government isn't literally writing you a paycheck every month, but through tax advantages, incentives, and policies, they are supporting the flow of money toward you. And if you position yourself correctly, it feels exactly like that. Now let me be real with you for a second. Most people won't do this, not because it's too hard, but because it requires patience, discipline, consistency. People want fast money, quick wins, overnight success. But the truth is, the real wealth game is slow at the beginning and unstoppable at the end. So here's what I want you to take away from this. Stop thinking like an employee and start thinking like an owner. Every time you get money, ask yourself, can this money buy me more money? Because that's the only question that matters. Not what phone you can upgrade to, not what clothes you can buy, but what asset you can acquire that will pay you back, again and again. And if you do this consistently, something incredible happens. You stop chasing money, and money starts chasing you. That's the shift. That's the strategy, and that's how you invest in a way where the system itself starts rewarding you for life. Now imagine where you could be in 5 years if you start today, not guessing, not gambling, but following a proven path, because the opportunity is there. The rules are already written. The only question is, are you going to play the game or keep watching from the sidelines?